Wide receivers give us an excellent opportunity to buy in low during the offseason and sell on hype, sometimes just off one breakout game. So in this video, we're going to review my top 3 undervalued wide receivers heading into the 2022 NFL season that you can buy their football cards now before the preseason hype kicks in here in just a couple weeks. So let's dig in. Hi, real quick, welcome to the Football Card Quest. My name is Andy. If you want to learn more about buying and selling football cards and using your fantasy football knowledge to parlay that with football card investing and collecting, then you want to hit that subscribe button, that little bell notification icon, so you don't miss out on a single step on the quest. All right, first wide receiver up is Marquise Brown on the Arizona Cardinals. To me, Marquise Brown is one of the best values this year in fantasy football. He's coming off a year 3 season where he amassed 145 targets, 91 receptions, 1,008 receiving yards, and 6 touchdowns. This is all while the Baltimore Ravens deploy a run-heavy attack and Lamar Jackson missed several games due to injury and COVID. Marquise Brown has 25% and 23% adjusted target share seasons and upped his targets per route run each year over the past 3 years. And now he gets an upgrade at quarterback in Kyler Murray and an offense that projects to throw the ball more than the Ravens. Not to mention, the Cliff Kingsbury offense has one of the highest pace of plays in the NFL, all leading to more opportunities. Kyler and Brown already have a strong connection together going back to their prolific time at Oklahoma. Now the Cardinals' schedule is packed with the 3rd most shootout game totals. DeAndre Hopkins is suspended for the first 6 weeks of his age 30 season. All of this has opened a window for Marquise Brown to catch on absolute fire with his old college quarterback. Being a 2019 rookie, when we compare his rookie card values to that of someone at the top of his draft class and that at someone at the bottom, you'll see that Marquise Brown is considerably undervalued. Let's examine. So when I go through my comping process, I look at the 2019 wide receiver draft class and I look at somebody at the bottom of that class like JJ Arcega-Whiteside, who's been a bust up until this point. We'll see he's moved over to tight end this year, still on the Eagles. You could see this card could get very low. These cards ending serial numbered, optic, contenders, rookie ticket autos ending for just $1. Then I go up a little bit and look at, okay, let's see what a N'Keal Harry's doing. He was just actually traded to the Chicago Bears. And so we look at his cards and we can see some sales in the last couple days that are now around $10, $15. So we can really get an idea of what the bottom is for this card. Here's the Silver Prism Optic rookie ticket auto, around $15 if you add in taxes. Now, let's move up the food chain a little bit and look at a guy that does have some hype and some performance in his resume, who's actually been a really good separator in the league, Deontay Johnson. You could see here in the last week for about $25 to $30. So now we're starting to get an idea of what the reasonable value is. And I like to use the rookie ticket auto as a gold standard. If you're curious as to why, check out the link in the description below to learn more about why I think the rookie ticket auto is the gold standard set for a lot of skill position players in the modern era. But there are ultimately a lot of quarterback questions for the Pittsburgh Steelers, and this is what's holding Deontay Johnson's rookie ticket auto values down. So now that we've got an idea of what the bottom end of that card can look like, let's look at some of the top end of that card and see. DK Metcalf, incredibly talented wide receiver, just in a really bad situation without a talented quarterback. Whether it's Geno Smith or Drew Lock, the situation's not good, plus it's a super run-heavy offense. And you can see that this card is currently selling for $140 sealed. That Silver Prism Optic rookie ticket auto for about $90. So now we're getting an idea that this card's about $100. Here's another one, base version right there for $109. Buy it now, that's perfect. So a $110. Now let's look at Marquise Brown. You can actually look at one more on the top end, actually 2 more on the top end. One of those was back here on the J.R. Sega Whiteside page, and that's because whoever listed those was putting his name, AJ Brown's name in the description. But let's look at AJ Brown. Here's one of those red zone short print sealed. So we got $140 here. This is going back to May 30th, and that's because there's not very many AJ Brown rookie ticket autos on the market. In fact, either people are wanting to get too much for them right now, and people are waiting to see what his performance looks like with the Eagles this year before they buy, or they're being stashed in people's collections. So you can get an idea that card's about the same as DK, and it's pretty scarce because there's just not very many of them floating around. Here we get another really good look of a guy with quarterback questions on his team, Deebo Samuel, but the market's huge. The hype is huge after the finish he had last year. So we're seeing pretty solid prices, like $100 plus prices. Here's a really good look at a couple right here. Here's a great look, June 29th, $145. Another one sealed by Panini, which you will find quite a bit, but here's one not sealed, $168 in auction June 24th. So that's kind of enough information and ammo that we need. And Marquise Brown currently going in like the 4th/5th round of fantasy drafts, and we're finding his silver prism rookie ticket auto. He doesn't have the quarterback questions that a Deontay Johnson has. And you look at these values, and so when you see values just using this one set, June 5th, I mean, I don't really need to go much further back than this right here. In fact, my man Brady, shout out to Brady from our patreon.com/footballcards Discord server, sent this one to me. He actually found this one, sniped it, number 3 out of 10, silver rookie ticket auto, short print variation with the helmet, and he got it for $50, numbered out of 10. Such an incredible deal, leaves you with so much financial upside. This is probably a card he's gonna flip for like 150 at some point this year. That is how you know Marquise Brown's rookie cards in general are undervalued. And then you can go and just do a total dig in on him. Next up is Russell Gage, wide receiver with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Gage enters a Buccaneers offense by direct request of none other than the GOAT, Tom Brady. Last year, Brady ranked number 1 in passing attempts, number 1 in completions, number 1 in passing yards. And last year, Russell Gage ranked 12th among wide receivers at getting open and winning against man coverage, which is why many experts project Gage to fill the Antonio Brown role for the Bucs. And when Antonio Brown was with the Buccaneers, he averaged 8 and 9 targets per game in the last 2 seasons respectively. The Bucs also currently have multiple holes in their red zone passing attack due to Gronk, as of right now, he's still retired, and Chris Godwin coming off of late season ACL injury. Gage was a red zone threat with the Falcons, ranking 26 among wide receivers with 14 red zone targets, catching 9 of them. Gage is the cheapest part of the Tampa Bay Tom Brady offensive stack with the most upside at his current price point. And because Russell Gage was drafted in the 6th round of 2018, he didn't get printed in very many sets. In fact, his base rookie cards are fairly scarce. He was only printed in 3 different sets that I can find in the Falcons uniform, in the pro uniform. That is Panini Playoff, Panini Obsidian, and the rookie ticket auto. So when we examine his card values, take into account that most players drafted in the first 3 rounds, even from 2018, got over 1,000 different rookie cards each, whereas Gage only got 79 different rookie cards according to tradingcarddatabase.com. All right, so let's run through our exercise again by looking at the bottom of the 2018 draft class. Right now, you can look at Traquan Smith, 2018 rookie ticket autos. Those are currently going for around $15. Here's a Obsidian rookie auto numbered out of 50, the gold etch that currently went for 3 plus 5, about $8. Then you could look at Anthony Miller, another guy who's been arguably a bust from 2018 draft class, and those rookie ticket autos are going for about the same thing as the Traquan Smith, maybe even a touch lower here. You can see some that are ending for just $2 plus $5 shipping, so all under $10. That really gives you a good idea of what the bottom is on that card. And these are guys that have over 1,000 different rookie cards available for them. DJ Moore, now we can look at the top end of the 2018 draft class for wide receivers. DJ Moore is in a situation now with a little bit of a quarterback upgrade, but still questionable, and it'll be interesting to see how much he can potentially go up. You could argue that he is undervalued right now. If he has another 1,000+ yard season, I mean, his potential is incredible. He could have a 1,500+ yard season with Baker Mayfield. That's in the range of outcomes. Right now, those rookie ticket autos are going for around $30 to $35. Let's look at somebody else that is very hyped up right now heading into 2022 from the 2018 draft class. That's Courtland Sutton. And you can see that his rookie ticket autos are currently going for around $40 to $45 as his ADP has rose. He's going now in around the third round of fantasy football drafts, around that same range as Mike Williams and Marquise Brown, coincidentally. So you can see that he's got a little bit more value on DJ Moore. So then we come over here and look at the resale value of the Russell Gage rookie ticket auto, and understanding that Russell Gage only had 75 different rookie cards printed while all those other guys had over 1,000. So inherently the scarcity of Russell Gage's rookie ticket autos in his pro uniform is more scarce. Now, probably not a one-to-one correlation where it should be, 90% more scarce, but still there should be inherently more value because there's fewer of these cards, these desirable cards for Russell Gage. And I think this also brings into play his cards in his LSU uniform with autographs and serial numbers and good designs. And this is going to bring into play cards of him in Buccaneers uniforms when they do get printed, because the Falcons are a division rival of the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, and Buccaneers fans, including myself, want to get his cards in a Tampa Bay uniform and not the Atlanta Falcons uniform. So we can still see, though, from an investment standpoint, this is going to be his most liquid card. This is going to have the most transactions, it's going to be the most desirable. You're going to see people reach for this card first, this or the Obsidian, or then the Playbook. Now, real quick, before we go to the last undervalued wide receiver I want to share with you in today's video, let me know in the comment section below which wide receivers are you taking flyers on heading into this season that you feel are undervalued right now. I'd love to hear from you guys. Let's start up a little conversation. If you disagree with me of these picks, only way I hear about it is in the comment section below, so light it up. All right, guys, now back to the action. Elijah Moore, second-year wide receiver with the New York Jets. At just 22 years of age, Elijah Moore was viewed as an elite prospect coming out of Ole Miss, where he literally beat everyone in coverage at the college level and commanded a whopping 37% college target share, 99th percentile. Moore did manage to put together an epic stretch of fantasy performances in his rookie season following the Jets' Week 6 bye until his injury in Week 13. Moore was the wide receiver 4 in half PPR, scoring an average 15.2 fantasy points per game in that stretch. Moore also displayed his exceptional separation skills as shown by his 75.2% win rate versus man coverage. Receivers who win at this high of a rate historically have gone on to have uber success in the NFL, and a breakout season is due sooner or later. Now, they're entering their second year with Robert Saleh as head coach, Mike LaFleur as their offensive coordinator, and Zach Wilson as their quarterback. And therefore, the Jets offense could take a big step forward in 2022, with the Jets using a top 10 selection on Garrett Wilson out of Ohio State and the return of veteran receiver Corey Davis. There are concerns about whether there will be enough targets to go around for Elijah Moore. The most interesting aspect of projecting Moore's 2022 season will be where he lines up. Last year, he ran only 16.7% of his routes from the slot, whereas he ran 75% of his routes from the slot at Ole Miss when he was so dominant. If he moves into the slot on a full-time basis thanks to the drafting of Garrett Wilson, there will be a mass opportunity for a healthy target share this upcoming season, but that shift to the slot could also lead him to coming out the field in 2 receiver sets. The New York Jets also picked up 2 tight ends this offseason, and LaFleur and Saleh, when they were together in the past, they did run 2 wide receiver sets approximately 40% of the time. So it's yet to be seen what they'll do. That's why it's going to be so important to watch how Saleh and LaFleur deploy their personnel in training camp and preseason to predict what Elijah Moore's ceiling could be. But as of right now, Elijah Moore is going in the 6th round of fantasy drafts on average, and that presents a tremendous investment potential in the football card market. So let's examine. All right, let's run the gambit here and first look at Jalen Darden at the bottom end of the 2021 draft class for wide receivers, and you can see that his rookie ticket autos are going for less than $10. Again, you're seeing a trend of where that bottom end or the base end of the spectrum for rookie ticket autos are at on these ultra modern guys, and yeah, around $4, $5 under 10 bucks there, unless it's numbered. It looks like one guy maybe got up to $11 there. That's pretty rare. Here's an incredibly rare Grail card numbered out of 21 that only got up to $30. Now we go up the chain a little bit. Let's look at a guy on a prolific offense, but still behind on the depth chart, behind two studs, and that is Josh Palmer here. And you can see his rookie ticket autos are going from anywhere between $10 to $30 here for an optic rookie ticket auto, numbered out of 99. May or may not have been my snipe. Here's another one ending for 26 plus shipping. You can see these on general though, the optic base rookie ticket auto right there, about $12. So now we can go up the chain a little bit. Now we've got a good baseline, got 5, got 12. Now let's look at Kadarius Toney, another guy with target competition, quarterback questions, but big market team, absolutely electric in the open field, a little bit of a knucklehead. Let's see what he's got going on here. We're actually looking at the active listings. I always want to make sure to look at sold transactions to get an idea. Okay, so we can see we're going up a little bit in value. Now we're jumping up from $12, $15 Josh Palmer. Now we're going about $25 to $30 here for Kadarius Toney. This is a snipe for 21 plus 4. That's $25. About $25 on average here. 35 for short print variation of the base set. Now let's look at another guy who's got serious target competition, another big market team, a team that's got a lot of hype. This guy also wore the Alabama helmet in college and was a former Heisman Trophy winner, so he does have a lot of hype. And you can see that his base optic contenders rookie ticket auto going for about $55 plus $5 shipping. That's about $60. The silver going for about $75. So we got some considerable hype here now going for Devontae Smith, even though he is sharing a depth chart now with A.J. Brown. So yeah, so you can see there a big price increase. Now we're not going to go all the way to the top, and honestly, we can maybe even put Amon-Ra St. Brown behind Devonta Smith in this pecking order, although I do see people drafting Amon-Ra St. Brown ahead of Devonta Smith in a lot of fantasy drafts that I do over on UnderdogFantasy.com. So let's look at the value of what his are going at, and a little bit lower. You can see these are going for about $35 to $40, and I absolutely think Elijah Moore has this type of upside in his range of outcomes, either Devonta Smith or Amon-Ra St. Brown, especially with how freaking good Elijah Moore is at separating again off the line of scrimmage and beating man coverage. Now we can look at one more guy who broke out in his rookie season, but didn't break out to the extent of Jamar Chase, but he did wear Alabama helmet, did obviously play with Tua in college, and that is Jalen Waddle. And you can see that his rookie ticket autos are getting up there. Not quite to the Jamar Chase level of a couple $100, but these are climbing now to close to $100, whereas Devontae Smith's were around $50 to $60. These are now getting to $100. So where is Elijah Moore's, you ask? Well, those are around $20. Those are somewhere in between the Amon-Ra St. Brown or in between the Josh Palmer and the Kadarius Toney of the draft class, whereas I think they have room to grow up here between the Amon-Ra St. Brown, the Devonta Smith, and the Jalen Waddle. That's the kind of potential Elijah Moore has in his range of outcomes. So here's an optic, $32, $35. You can see some people do reach on this. Here's one sealed from Panini for $20, but then right next to that is another one that sold just the day before for $30, and that's because there's polarizing opinions on a second-year player, and with them signing Garrett Wilson, there's a lot of questions. Some people just aren't willing to make that risk. Here's one that was the best offer accepted, so probably went for around that $20 price point. The most recent transaction was $26 plus $1 shipping, so maybe his hype is heating up a little bit, but you can still see that is very much undervalued compared to the other guys that we just outlined, which is why he's number 3 on my top 3 wide receivers to invest in right now, because they're undervalued heading into the 2022 NFL season. I hope you guys enjoyed this episode today. Appreciate you stopping by the Card Quest. See you next time. Peace.